Howard County is known for our school system around the globe due to our collective efforts to create the very best teaching and learning environment for all of our students and educators. My proposed FY 2024 operating budget contains over $1.1 billion, an increase of $47 million over last year. This commitment is the largest increase in local funding to our school system in Howard County's history, and exceeds the state-mandated funding level known as maintenance of effort by $71.6 million, reflecting our shared commitment to supporting the needs of our students and educators. This is the second year in a row. Yeah, that's good. This is the second year in a row where we have invested record-breaking recurring funding into our school system. And while this historic funding is integral to providing the best resources in the classroom, we know that we must provide the best facilities for our students also. The fiscal year FY24 capital budget fully funds the Board of Education's capital funding request for the second consecutive year. In this request, we provided with our state friends nearly $68 million in direct funding, an additional $35 million in pass-through aid for infrastructure. Our commitment to education is unwavering, and this record funding in both my operating and capital budgets build upon our efforts to ensure students of all ages and abilities reach their dreams. We know that the success of our students starts early with a strong educational foundation for our youngest learners. And today I'm thrilled to announce a $22 million investment to the Faulkner Ridge Center immediately to advance this regional pre-K facility. This center is the site of a former elementary school that has been closed to students for 40 years. With this investment, the Faulkner Ridge Center will be renovated and will create 260 pre-K seats. By expanding pre-K access for our 3- and 4-year-olds, all of our children have the opportunity to begin kindergarten ready to learn. Since its closure in 1983, this building has been used as an office space and as a space for professional development, but has been completely vacant since 2011. With this investment into the Wild Lake community, and we have a lot of community friends here, thank you for being here, we are revitalizing this space as a hub for teaching and learning for all our students and families in our community. With this giant leap for our community, we are also making dramatic progress toward implementation of Pillar 1 of the Blueprint for Maryland's Future, which ultimately establishes universal pre-K in Maryland. Howard County is on track and on target to meet the visionary requirements and goals of the Blueprint. I want to express my gratitude to our entire state delegation who worked tirelessly with the General Assembly to secure this pass-through education funding. Thank you for your continued efforts and partnerships to invest in our public school facilities. I want to thank our entire county council, and you'll hear from some of those council members soon, particularly, of course, our chair, Rigby, but our vice chair, Deb Young, in whose district we're in, and we've had lots of conversations about it over the years, for their collaboration and shared commitment to ensure that Howard County is a leader in early childhood education. They are important partners in our investment in education, as well as ways to make our community safer and truly a place for growing people. I want to thank Dr. Martirano and our Board of Ed members for their partnership in advancing this priority. It would not have happened without that. And finally, I want to express my deep appreciation for the committed community members right here in Wild Lake. I look forward to our partnership, continuing to transform this community and making sure that all of our students have the very best teaching and learning facilities. It is because of your perseverance, your resiliency, and your partnership that we're able to be here today, writing the next great chapter right here in Howard County, right here in Wild Lake, and right across people's families and right at the kitchen table. Thank you.
Well, good morning, community. It's so good to see you. In my introduction, he said the operative words, to say a few words. Few in my vocabulary does not exist on glorious days such as this when we are acknowledging this wonderful work. It is so good to see our members of our community here. Let's give them a round of applause one more time for the outstanding advocacy and keeping me informed of the condition of this facility as we have become wonderful partners in maintaining the facility that moves to a new level of support for our students. As already stated, this building was built in 1969. It served as an elementary school. It served as a staff development center. And then through the process, we have now taken it off the inventory and we are now bringing it back into action for our school system to meet the needs of our students. Personally, I ride by this school every day. I look over and I see it as a possibility for what can be. And so today I'm extremely pleased with the support of our outstanding county executive for the $22 million that will now go into this facility to completely renovate it and to allow the outstanding work to occur for our youngest learners. So I want you to think about the impact that this will have for 260 of our youngest learners. Pre-K will be established here, universal pre-K, for our students who have great need. The educational philosophy is very clear that the earlier we can get our young people in school, we can begin to close the achievement gap. And if you understand the educational research, the achievement gap for many of our children starts at birth. And the earlier we intervene, the earlier we're able to see success for our students as they advance through our school system with the ultimate goal of graduating college and career ready. And all of these pieces are interconnected. As stated, this adds 260 seats in an existing facility and an existing site which the school system completely oversees. And now I'm so pleased to bring that inventory, what we have as a school, back into our overall educational process that will meet the needs of our students for many years to come. So community, I know that you're very pleased about this. I want to give another round of applause. We can't give too much round of applause for that. There's been great discussion with our elected officials around this, and I thank all of them. And Dr. Ball, thank you for your open-mindedness as we were providing guidance to what our needs were in the school system. Two significant projects moving in tandem right now to meet our needs for pre-K with the Faulkner Ridge Center, and also the support of the pass-through grant that Dr. Ball talked about, the additional money that will help us advance at the ARL where our career readiness programs are taking place as well. So the really strong focus on dedicated dollars going for the betterment of our young people. So what a glorious day it is. And I want all of us to embrace this for the impact that this will have on the betterment of our children. Thank you very much. And if you can't tell, I am extremely excited about this. Thank you for your time. Great appreciation.
Good morning, everyone. And I'd like to thank the county executive so much for the invitation to join all of you today. I'm pleased today to represent the Howard County State Delegation, which strongly supports the county's plans for the expansion of the pre-K center at Faulkner Ridge Center. Having worked directly on the blueprint as a member of the Education, Environment, and Energy Committee, I know how important this is as a step for Howard County. Our state delegation and the county have a close working relationship. And not this year only, but last year as well, we knew that we had the fastest growing school system in the state. People moved to Howard County because of our strong reputation for our school system. However, along with this growth comes the need for us to invest both in maintenance and expansion of our physical school system. So in 2022, we had a historic budget surplus. This doesn't happen all the time. We had additional funding from the federal government as well as other surplus. So the delegation fought to secure state funding for Howard County school improvements, money that we could invest without a local match, and we secured the $35 million. This opportunity to rebuild better after the pandemic was possible through the combined efforts of the county, the state, and our federal partners. And today we are celebrating an investment in an equitable future where we leave no one behind. We know that every child's early years are the most critical period for brain development and can set the foundation for lifelong learning. The blueprint granted all 3- and 4-year-old children with families earning incomes at or below the 300% poverty level access to high-quality pre-K at no cost. And this building, where we stand today, is Howard County's commitment to that equitable education. In closing, I really want to give a special shout out to our school system and our educators for working so hard to implement the blueprint. I know it hasn't been easy, but it sure is important. Thank you for the hard work each of you do every day to make sure our children succeed. And thank you again to the county and the county executive for the honor to be here with you today. Thanks.
So I'm Delegate Jessica Feldmark. Let me first say good morning and welcome to District 12A. It's wonderful to have you all here. Pleased to have Delegate Pam Gazzoni join me. Senator Hester gave a wonderful overview of the critical steps that the Blueprint for Maryland's Future took and how this project is a key component of that. I have the pleasure of serving on the Ways and Means Committee, which is the House committee that dealt with the blueprint and deals with education policy. And as was mentioned, I also do serve on the State Office of Child Care's Advisory Council. So this is an issue that is near and dear to my heart and has been an important focus. We know that the earliest investments in education are the most impactful investments in education. And I just want to thank County Executive Ball, Dr. Martirano, the County Council for this county investment, and we are so proud to be a state partner in this. This is an important step forward towards equity and educational success. And as a resident of Wild Lake, I'm so glad to be here at the It's About Time party. So thank you again, Dr. Ball, for this incredible investment. As a member of this community, of this neighborhood, I can say, going back to my time on the village board over 20 years ago, this has been a key focus of this community. And to see progress being made, and not just progress finding a use for this building, but finding such a beautiful, inspiring, exciting use for this building. I'm really grateful and just want to say thank you again and look forward to coming to visit and seeing young, smiling faces learning with their entire future ahead of them right here in Wild Lake. Thank you so much.
Good morning. I wasn't really going to say anything, but I'm watching the kids over there in the playground. In my previous life as an employee at Goddard Space Flight Center, one of my final jobs was overseeing the Child Development Center there, which just celebrated its 50th anniversary. It was a center that supported 120 children and was really one of the core pieces of the Goddard community. And so I'm just so excited to hear about this, to learn more about this, and to bring it to Wild Lake because it will help this community, it will build community, and it will help the children so much. So super excited about this, can't wait to see it and see more children playing outside every day.
Good morning. Thank you. I'm Christiana Rigby, and I have the honor of representing District 3, as well as being the chair of the County Council. I'm really here on behalf of the body to bring greetings on this joyous day. I've spent a lot of time doing pickups from CA Nature Camp over here, and so I see some nodding heads. So I'm very excited to see the full site come into use. So I think a lot of the most important factors have been covered. But it is so important that we invest in our youth. And so I'm so grateful for County Executive Ball support in this. In Howard County, as of 2021, only 54% of our students were ready for kindergarten. And I have a kindergartner. You learn a lot that first year. So there's a lot to catch up on. And this institute, this center, will help prepare our students so that they are ready and excited to keep accelerating in their growth. Investing in children between the ages of 0 and 5 is a full investment in our future. Expanding pre-kindergarten increases equity in education, housing, healthcare, employment, and more in Howard County. These investments begin at birth. So thank you everyone for being here today. Thank you to every partner, from our state delegates, to the county executive, to the superintendent, to the council who came together to make this happen. And I think it absolutely would not have happened without the village board as well. So thank you to your advocacy. Have a great afternoon.
More importantly than being council vice chair, I too am a member of the Wild Lake community, having served as the Wild Lake High School Booster Club president and now serving as your District 4 County Council representative. And I have one thing to say: it's happening! Yes! And I know how important this is, not only to our young people, because the first 5 last forever, but also to our community, who has been talking to me about this school for the last 4.5 years now. This has been a constant conversation with our Wild Lake Village Board President, Mr. McAlally. And yes, I'm very pleased to be a partner with him in this, and with Dr. Ball, whom I have spoken to about this numerous times, and with Dr. Martirano. And where's Jahan Tab Siddiqui? Where did you go? Yes, he's heard. We meet at Wild Lake Starbucks for coffee, and I always say, let's go over and look at Faulkner Ridge Elementary School before you go back to work. Yes, all the time. Yes, this is important. It's important for 2 very, very good reasons. And I do want to thank the county executive for dedicating funds for this renovation, and our Howard County State Delegation for making the ask and making sure that the money got here. We really appreciate what you have done. The current proposal does meet the blueprint's pressing requirement to expand early education. As I've already said, the first 5 last forever, and we can't ever forget that. And I know that by investing these significant funds, we are meeting the blueprint's near and long-term goals. Our excellent school system will continue to excel thanks to this forward-looking investment. And I can't actually stop without saying just a few words here about one of my favorite projects. And I know that Dr. Ball, Dr. Martirano, and Mr. Siddiqui will say, oh, we've heard this before, as will Mr. McAlally, yes. I remember when the members of this community came to me asking for help for Faulkner Ridge, which had become a derelict building and a hangout spot for misbehavior. They asked for the building to be restored to a community enhancement as it was originally intended. I started asking then for the building to be renovated into a community center. We needed something, and even if it wasn't a school, it would have been useful to have something here. And my hope was that it would give young people a place to socialize. I'm still hopeful that as the plans move forward, that Faulkner Ridge will include a space for a Boys and Girls Club, which offers low-cost child care life skill programs and a place to belong for all kids looking for support and acknowledgement. A regional pre-K center and a community space for young people to congregate in a productive way is a win-win for Wild Lake. And as anybody who has ever been a former Booster Club president, I only have one thing to say: go Lake!
I'm Jennifer Swickard-Mallow. I'll be brief. On behalf of the Board of Education, I want to thank the superintendent and the county executive for their partnership, collaboration, and foresight to rejuvenate this space into one that will benefit so many of our youngest learners and families. This community my community, where many of our kindergartners live and play, will become the center of where they live and play and learn. I can already envision this as a healthy space where children listen to beautiful stories, learn to play cooperatively, full of laughter and joy as they learn to love learning. I am proud to join you, the Wild Lake community, to making Faulkner Ridge and pre-kindergartner learners a priority in our community. Thank you.
As everyone comes up to the podium, everyone says it's about time. I want to yell out, it's about time! Thank you, guys. It's been a fantastic run with all of the help. Thank you, Dr. Ball. Appreciate it. Our state delegation and representatives, Gazzoni, Feldmark, and Hester, Dr. Mariano, County Council Chair Rigby, and Vice Chair Deb Young. Thank you for representing us. Also, the Howard County Public School System board members, residents, leaders of the Faulkner Station Homeowners Association, the students, parents, and advocates for the neighborhoods, and for the schools that will be impacted positively by this innovative approach to educating at the Faulkner Ridge Regional Early Childhood Learning Center. It's a great day in vibrant Wild Lake. By the way, that's our hashtag, Vibrant Wild Lake. Our village has been impressed with the support, feedback, and teamwork from our partners in national, state, county, and Columbia government as the need has increased to address the needs within the region for enhanced early childhood education, especially in Wild Lake Village. Everyone from our housing, transportation, schools, health and wellness, sustainability and resiliency, homeowners and neighborhood associations, even the library, nonprofit organizations, business and county leadership coalitions, all have rallied to keep this need on track. Thank you, everyone, for recognizing the dire need and addressing it boldly. We look forward to continuing as collaborating community partners and liaisons as the project moves through the next steps so we can celebrate students as they arrive at this wonderful facility for their first day of learning. Yes, it's time. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you again. I will certainly pile on all of the gratitude and thanks. I would like very much for my tolling clock neighbors. Raise your hands. It is about time, neighbors. Thank you all so much for the work that you have done, and our Faulkner Station neighbors, if you're in the Faulkner Ridge Association, if you have been on the board, and I see you have been on the board. Thank you, Dwight, Terry, for the work that you all have done for our community. Oh my goodness, this matters. I also want to thank the students who are going to come here, like somebody we know who would have come here, because this is our front yard. All of us on tolling clock, this has been our front yard. And what Delegate Feldmark and Councilwoman Young said about it's about time, oh my goodness. This is going to be exciting to see different things coming on here. Thank you all so much. We are so excited and very, very grateful. What else do I need to say?
It's about time.
It's about time. It's about time. And Councilwoman Young, go Wildcats!